Hey y'all, it's your girl Twana coming at you barefaced and bald-headed. Please don't forget to press the subscribe button before you leave. And today I'm going to be showing y'all how I get my wigs to look natural. I'm using this wig today that's curly from Ali Pearl on Aliexpress, and let's get into it. So I'm going to start by showing y'all what all came in the package that I got. So it came with this cute little satin bag. I don't remember what it says on it. And then it came with the wig, a wig cap, this little satin scarf that says Ali Pearl on it, which is great for tying down the edges of your hair, and then the hair, which was so soft and nice and very full and thick, which I appreciate because I've had curly hair before that was really thin, and curly hair already sheds a lot, so that's annoying, but this wig was very nice. Yeah, it did smell bad. It smelled pretty bad, I ain't gonna lie. It smelled like chemicals. So to start with my hair today, I've already put it in cornrows. So there's like 6 braids in the front going back like halfway, and then 2 in the back that I just pinned to my head. And I'm using some edge control just to push all of my edges back so that they're out of the way. And I filmed this video like forever ago, so please excuse me while I play catch up as I'm doing this voiceover today. So now I'm going to take this wig cap, plop that bad boy over my head. I'm not going to do the bald cap method today because I was being lazy and I just didn't feel like it. So I'm just putting it on to protect my braids, and that's it. I'm going to continue swooping back my hair so that's out of the way because I'm not using anything that's protecting my edges today. Just bad. So I'm going to use this 91% alcohol and a cotton ball, and I'm just going to use that to make sure that there are no like oils or anything that are on my skin that will prevent the glue from sticking. And I'm using Bold Hold today because I wanted to make sure that this wig stayed for a hot minute because I was going to a conference when I was wearing this. So I'm just going to put that on there and spread it out. Add a little more where I missed some spots. Wow, low-key I used too much. Don't do that. It's okay, it's still gonna look good. So now I'm gonna do a second layer after that layer turns clear. That's how you know you're ready for your next layer if you're gonna do a next layer. I think I only did 2 layers this day, which gave me about a 2.5 week hold. So I'm just going to spread that on evenly again, and then once it almost dries and it's clear, it's tacky enough to stick the wig on, so that'll be our next step. Oh, I'm lying. So my next step, I did use the Got2b, what is that stuff called? Freeze spray. I just used that. I used that to just push the hair back so that it wasn't in the way while I was trying to stick the lace on. And then I do remember this. I attempted to show y'all how I cut this lace off, but basically I literally just get as close to the hairline as I can, and I kind of just go in a zigzag so that it's not straight across. But I didn't feel like moving my camera so that y'all could see the angle. I know that's really lazy, forgive me. But yeah, I pretty much just did a little zigzag and I just cut all the way across. And then once that's done, that's what I was talking about. When you put too much glue, you're gonna have like little clumps on the side of your head, but I clearly didn't fix it, so trash. I'm gonna go ahead and put the okay, well, I guess I'm gonna put it on my head now. Yep, cool. And then I'll just fold back the front of it so that it doesn't like stick to the glue yet. Well, and then I just start bringing it forward. So I pull my hair back with some clips, and then I'm just going to take the sides where the ear tabs are, because that's usually how I try to line up the wig to make sure that it fits my head the way that I need it to. And then I'm just going to start pressing it in, and you can see on the sides where the like ear tabs are that I haven't cut the lace off there yet, because I like to make sure that it's going to like be in place where I need it to be first before I cut it off. So on both sides it's kind of still over my ears, but I'll go back and fix that later. So I'm just going to continue going across my hairline and pressing the lace in, making sure that it is sitting properly. And then you can see there I kind of had like a little lump where the lace had like folded itself, and so before it gets like too tight I went ahead and pulled that off and then just like replaced it so that it could be more smooth. I was struggling for whatever reason. I guess I just have a big head, but this day like the wig was like tighter than my wigs usually are, but I got it in the same size that I always do, so I guess my head was just swollen. I'm lying, your head can't be swollen. I guess, I don't know, can your head be swollen? Anyways, so now I'm just going to take this blow dryer and I have it on warm heat, and I'm just going to start pressing the lace more into my skin so that it starts to blend. And you'll see that as it dries and I continue to like brush the hair back and push the lace down, that it'll start to like melt into where you can't really see the lace anymore. How beautiful this is going to be. See how it's starting to disappear? This also helps to make sure that the hair in the front is like smoothed out for when you style it, instead of having to use like the electric hot comb, which I try to avoid at all costs because I just don't like to use them. So I'm just going to continue the same thing on the other side. Push, like combing the hair backwards and then pushing the lace down so that it's sticking to the glue. And I always have so much trouble with the little parts around my ears. That's like the hardest part to stick, and it's always the first part to come up when the glue, like when the adhesive starts to loosen. The Jesus music must have been going hard right here. Okay, so now that I have finished drying it all, I'm just going to take the part of the lace that's still covering my ears and I'm just going to cut it off. And then I'll go back in and just press down around where I cut the lace off. And I'll do the same exact thing on the other side. If you're worried about doing this, sometimes an easier way to do it is to take a comb and like to actually part, like make a part where the hair is, so that you're not like chopping hair off of the lace, but you're only chopping off the lace and the hair that's in that area. So now I'm just going to take the satin scarf that came with the wig. I'm going to use that to tie down the edges of the hair so that the adhesive and the lace can continue to mold themselves onto my head. And then I'm just going to take this blow dryer, and it's still on medium heat, and I'm just going to go back and forth across it for a couple of minutes. I think I did like 3 or 4 minutes. And then once I take it off, it's pretty much in there, as good as it's going to get. So now I'm just going to take this Black Radiance contour palette, and I'm going to use the darkest shade, and I'm just going to use this contour brush from e.l.f. and just press that color onto the edges of the lace to help further blend it in so that you can't see the line. And now I'm just going to take this rat tail comb and I'm going to part out the very edges of the wig, very thin parts. And once I have that all out, I'm just going to use some mousse and use that to mold the rest of my hair back so that it's out of the way, so that I can work on creating the little baby hairs. And now I'm going to use this razor, and I'm just going to cut all of those strands to where they're short enough to be the length of baby hairs, and then use some more foam to just get those hairs out of the way. And now for the next minute or so, I'm just going to keep kind of playing with those until I have them the way that I want them styled. So I went back and forth from using like a rat tail comb and then like this little edge brush. You can get them at the beauty supply store for like $1. And then I'm also going to take tweezers, and anywhere where I feel like the edges are too thick, I'm just going to pluck them, because that just helps it to look more natural. Like nobody has like super full baby hairs sitting on their forehead. So I'm not really styling the wig here, but I did go ahead and spray some water and kind of just play with it so that I could see what the curls were looking like. And then after brushing through them, that's when they kind of get more defined. I didn't use any products in it this night because I was about to go to bed. But I'm showing you here, Mile Organics, they have this curl cream, and that's what I used the next day to style it. And so this is pretty much what it looked like going to bed. I thought it came out looking pretty good. You could part it on either side. I think it's 6 inches of parting space going back, and then it goes all the way across the front from ear to ear. So yeah, here I'm just showing you how you can part it pretty much anywhere in the front. So to get ready for bed, I'm just going to take a little bit more of that contour powder and just make sure that I have all of the lace covered. And then I'm going to spray that in with Got To Be, their free spray, to make sure that the color stays and that the baby hairs stay in place overnight. And then to go to sleep, I'm just going to tie it back up with that Ali Pearl satin scarf and a bonnet, and I'm pretty much done. And then here I am the next morning, and this was after using the Mile Organics, and all I did was spray and brush. That's all. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.